Good evening, everybody, and welcome to OMCI's Writers Night. I am Braden Folks, a content creator and producer on the show, and also a songwriter. So I'm happy to be hosting tonight's Writers Night alongside some OMCI musicians who have been through a long summer of playing shows, honing their craft, and having a lot of fun doing it. So I'm excited to hear the songs that they have, which is Carissa Jade and Madison Mueller. It's nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I'm excited for tonight as well.
So yeah, we're just going to chat about our songwriting process, I guess, and where you guys kind of got your songwriting chops, because it's not something that many people can do. Songwriting, even though it kind of sometimes seems like there's a lot of songwriters out there, to me anyway. But then I look at like all the people I actually know, like personally, and I'm probably one of the only ones who write songs. So it's not very common, and it's pretty interesting hearing people's kind of origin story for their musical persona and musical life. So it'd be kind of cool to hear you guys' how you guys started in songwriting. And why don't we start with you, Madison?
Yeah, sure. I've been playing music for quite a long time. I My origin and stuff of songwriting, I guess, started when I was like really little and wanted to make bands with like friends at school, and like you know, my idea of writing a song was like starting with the title and then having nothing else. But we were considering ourselves bands at the time, and I have like old songbooks from when I was like 7 with really poorly spelt words in it, and I love looking back on that stuff and realizing like, hey, I'm still doing that. I'm still pursuing it. I guess the first like real song that like I felt was an actual song of mine was probably when I was about 12 or so, something like that. It wasn't very good at all. I haven't played it probably since I was like 12, but that was probably like the first time that I realized like, hey, I really like doing this.
And how about you, Carissa?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like every songwriter, every musician kind of goes through these same kind of steps growing up. Everyone's just kind of like, oh, like, I love music. Like, I want to pursue that. So I totally agree with you, Maddie. I definitely did the same thing. I was like, cool, a title. That's a song. But necessarily, that's not exactly it. So I definitely went through the same steps that you did. I've been playing I started playing piano first when I was about 4. I never like wrote a song or anything on there, but then I switched to guitar because I got a little bit tired of the piano, and then I should have kept it going, but I didn't. But I switched to the guitar, and then I think I was probably about 12 or 13, and I wrote my first song that I said that was a song. And it's probably the first one that I ever performed. And since then, it's just kind of been a huge hobby of mine. And it's so cool just to look back at those old songs and just same thing, being able to be like, oh, I still love that. And it's a true passion. And I just enjoy it so much.
Yeah, and 13's pretty young to start writing songs. I mean, I remember starting playing music, I think when I was around 14. My dad had a whole bunch of guitars laying around the house, and I wanted to play drums, but we lived in a townhouse, so that was not going to fly. So I never got drums, but I had guitars surrounding me, and I figured I may as well play one of these things. And one was a cool like Les Paul Epiphone copy, and I just thought it was like the coolest looking rock and roll guitar. And I love rock and roll. I kind of started in punk. If you can believe it, I had a mohawk when I was in high school, like, or junior high even. I had like a full blonde mohawk, the denim jacket with the studs, the biggest poser you ever seen. But I love 70s punk. I was way too soft. I couldn't hurt a fly, but like I like looking tough. And some people even told me I looked intimidating, even though that is shocking.
I
But
feel like that's most punk people though, like I feel like a majority of people who listen to like harder music and stuff like that tend to be like some of the nicest people ever. So,
it's true. It's a good way to get your aggression out, I guess. That's like just listen to the hard hitting music, and that's why I wanted to play drums mainly, just so I can just like whack stuff and make a loud noise. But so no, I played the guitar, and then um, throughout high school, I had friends who were like starting to play shows and stuff like that, and um, I can't remember if it was before or after I saw them play. I was like, oh man, maybe I should try writing some songs instead of just like playing Iggy Pop songs and stuff like that. And yeah, and then songs kind of just started coming out, and it's weird because a lot of people tell me it's like I couldn't write a song if I was locked in a room, and it would save my life if I just had to write a song. And I mean, which is surprising because some songs come so easily to me. I mean, I don't know, like, do you guys just kind of have songs happen to you, or do you really kind of sit down and um, try to work one out?
Yeah, I know for me, like lately, especially during like quarantine and everything, I knew I'm like a 2020 graduate, so like I graduated this year, so I knew I kind of planned out a song. I'm gonna play it tonight later on. So I knew that I wanted to write a song about my feelings and just how I was feeling in that moment. So that one I planned out, but other times I believe that they kind of just pour out whatever I'm feeling. It just kind of comes out, and that's the beauty of songwriting, and I love
Yeah.
it.
Hey, you can play that song now if you want.
Sure, I can go on.
Yeah. Yeah, let's hear it.
Why not? This one, yeah, I probably wrote it around April, I'd like to say. And yeah, it was just kind of about everything being squashed and ruined, and I was very sad. But I tried to look at the best of it. Um, so this is called Waiting. Waiting, we've all been waiting for one thing all these years. Saying, we've all been saying that we're ready to get out of this town. But it's finally our senior year, and we're ready to make memories. And there's just something standing in our way, and it can't just fade away. We've been waiting, but now the plans have changed. Thanks to you crew, catastrophe. Prom and graduation is all coming up. We're sitting at home missing the things we love. Oh, 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 oh. We're told that these are the best days of our lives. How are we supposed to know if we can't make them come alive? We got 3 years of memories, now just a big blank space. Now we sit here and wonder, how can we get it replaced? We've been waiting, but now the plans have changed. Thanks to you crew, catastrophe. Prom and graduation is all coming up. We're sitting at home missing the things we love. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you so
Really
much.
nice. Really nice song.
I
Yeah.
backed out here though. I'm gonna.
Yeah. And you acted like a true pro right there by playing
Thank
through the technical difficulty,
Yeah, show
which
must go on for sure.
happens a lot to musicians. But no, that was an amazing song, and it's really relatable right now, obviously, and that's a really important element of songwriting. I think is relatability, like letting other people tap into that song and get their own kind of story out of it. Even though it may be a broad story, it may be a really specific one, but that's a really nice song.
Thank you.
Madison, have you been writing any songs throughout quarantine?
Yeah, I've been writing quite a bit throughout quarantine. I had a couple on the piano that would be way too difficult to set up currently. Um, I can show you one that I'm working on pretty much like right now. Like I started writing it this past week. I'm currently going through a move and everything. It's like my childhood home and everything, and I feel I feel like this kind of song is extremely relatable because a lot of people go through moving in their life. And yeah, it's still in the works. This is me claiming my song. I've never played it really live ever before. So in case anyone wants to steal this, you can't. It's mine. I'm claiming it right here, right now. I don't really have a name for it yet. Um, it's still in the works, but I like it so far. Indents in my bedroom carpet where my sister's twin bed used to sit, making do and muddling through, waiting for the drop of the other shoe. There's holes in the walls, boxes stacked 6 feet tall. We're leaving this all, and I feel small. And I hated this when I was 5. I'll probably hate this until I die. When a house is a home and there's so much unknown, how do I say goodbye? This is where my dog grew old and died, where it really felt like I could cry. We didn't plan to be at the heart of Berry. My family's never lucky, but it grew on me. There's leaves in the fall, my best friends in call. We're leaving us all, and I feel small. And I hated this when I was 5. I'll probably hate this until I die. When a house is a home and there's so much unknown, how do I say goodbye? I, I, I hated this when I was 5. I'll probably hate this until I die. When a house is a home and there's so much unknown, how do I say goodbye? Indents in my bedroom carpet where my sister's twin bed used to sit.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Awesome song. And we were just talking about relatability, and I just sold, or my parents just sold their house, which I lived in for about 16 years. And that's where I learned to play my instruments and stuff and had all my buddies over and jam. My dad would call the Noise Boys and shake the house down playing rock and roll and stuff like that. But yeah, no, that was a really nice song.
Thank you.
And
Lots of memories attributed to like childhood
yeah,
homes and stuff like that. And yeah, I've been in this house for about like 15 years and stuff. So like same sort of deal. Lots of good feelings
yeah.
and sad to leave it all, but new beginnings.
Yeah, exactly. It's bittersweet for sure because I'm also a big firm believer in everything happens for a reason, and
Same.
so it's part of life moving on from homes and stuff like that. But the thing about staying in quarantine inside your homes for so long is we have a lot of time to get creative and play our instruments and write songs and stuff like that, which I've been doing as well. So I've been writing songs, yeah, for like probably around 10 years now, maybe even 12. Can't say exactly, but sometimes I write a song where I was like, damn, you, you outdid yourself this time, Braden. And then it's like, oh man, can I top a song like that? Can I keep going? And then you get a really great song out of nowhere, and then you're just like, oh yeah, I can keep doing this for a little while, and it's so rewarding getting that kind of buzz off your own song, you know. And this song kind of came out of kind of witnessing what's going on in the world. It's obviously pretty inspirational seeing the news every day, but I've been kind of cooped up in a few different places. One was at my mom's place, which is in the Ottawa Valley on a really nice river. She has a couple acres and dogs. It was like the perfect place to be quarantined. And I was there with my girlfriend. So it wasn't that bad for me. I was having a fine time just hanging out with my girlfriend on the river with dogs and stuff like that. And there's almost like a little bit of guilt for being, you know, so happy when the whole world seems to be burning down, you know, and everything's going on. But this song kind of came out of just hanging out and, you know, being in a good mood, you know. Settle down, settle down. All I want is to settle down with you. I turn around, so happy that the one I found was you. Well, sometimes it's a mystery. Why can't people see things like me? Don't matter what they do. To me, it's proof that they all are fools. I'll find a little piece of mind with a brown-eyed girl that's got a soul like mine. We'll grab a little slice of land, make some love, and start a family band. Settle down, settle down. All I want is to settle down with you. I turn around, so happy that the one I found is you. Well, sometimes things get on my nerves. Where can I find some patience like hers? That's why she's meant for me. She cools me down with her effortless breeze, and oh my, oh hey, hey, how can life ever be so great? While the whole world is burning down, I still feel okay. I don't wear a frown. Settle down, settle down. All I want is to settle down with you. I turn around, and I'm happy that the one I found is you. Well, some say it's easier, but in fact again it's harder. But they might not know as well. Some say it's easier, but it depends on your color. We're all whining, but we're dying as well. So settle down, settle down. All I want is to settle down with you. I turn around, so happy the one I found was you. I turn around, oh, I wanna settle down with you.
was awesome. That was so
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you so much. So yeah, that was like as soon as I was finished that one, which wasn't long, I was like, I like that one a lot. I'm gonna play that one for a while.
I
I
love
loved
So
your
it.
voice. It sounds so good. I've
oh,
never
thank you so much.
played clay before, and I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I know I've been keeping that hidden from the OMCI team for the most part, so I can get my content creation work done. But I played one show, um, and yeah, maybe I should have played some more.
Good.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
but
really nice. I could hear someone like, I could hear that at a wedding sort of thing, like first dance sort of thing, like settle down.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, that's cool. It's clearly a love song, like it's as clear as it gets. But then it kind of takes a turn into kind of social issues in the bridge, and then it goes back to a love song, which is strange. But I mean, there's no rules in songwriting, which is probably the coolest part about it.
Exactly, and that's kind of like what people need during like times like this. If you got love, you're doing it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and you got to write about it. You got to do something with it. Can't just let it sit there.
Any emotions that you got, it's an instant.
Yeah,
That's how it is with songwriters. So
exactly. So speaking of that, what kind of influences your lyrics to your songs? Do you write a lot of love songs? I'm a big Beatles guy for one, and so I love songs, and they seem to be the easiest thing for me to write. So I try to sometimes really focus on a different lyrical subject. But do you guys kind of have like a wheelhouse for your lyrical content, or do you kind of try to go all over the place? Maybe Carissa, do you want to start?
Yeah, I can start. For me, recently I've been trying to switch it up a little bit. I'm like you. I love songs, and that's where my main focus was. Like it just kind of always came. Like there was nothing else that I really had to write about. As like a teenage girl, whatever else. But same thing with you. Like it's a hobby, and it's what you like to listen to. But yeah, like a bunch of my songs are all love songs. But I just recently started like the waiting song that I wrote. That's not a love song, and then I wrote another one, and I'm continuing, and I'm trying to branch off a little bit more. I'm just trying to explore different branches, and it's going well so far.
How about you, Madison?
yeah, I'm actually very much the opposite of that. When I was like in my teenage years, I focused very heavily on making friends, especially in high school. I felt like if I went into high school and immediately tried to find a guy, like I would set myself up for like not having friends. And I hope no one takes offense to that. That's just my personal thing. So for a long time, I didn't really have like what I would consider real feelings towards someone that I felt like I could really write about. So instead, I turned to like a lot of hardships that I was dealing with. That normally tends to be what I write about is like, um, feelings of sadness and maybe anger sometimes. I'm not a very angry person, so tends to turn into sadness a little more frequently. But it's a good way to get my emotions out, I find. And a lot of my songs have that sort of like melancholy turned hopeful sort of vibe. Um, but yeah, I've got a few love songs in there as well. I love love. Love is beautiful. And everyone's like, "Oh, there's so many love songs out there." But like, everyone's got their different experiences and you want to hear about those. It's a pretty beautiful thing.
Absolutely. No, who doesn't love love? But at the same time, writing about hard times and struggles can be a really therapeutic thing and help with the way you're feeling. I've definitely written my share of sad songs too, and you don't want to play them, at live shows because it's like, so I'm gonna bum you out for a minute here, but let me just get through this. And sometimes I've played those songs where I played like the kind of upbeat stuff, and I was like, hey, this song means a lot to me. I really like this song, and I'm gonna play it for you guys. And then you kind of lose the vibe. I don't know sometimes, but I guess it all depends on the setting, and those kind of songs are often really, really important to people. I think the saddest songs are the most important to people. I think my favorite song ever is a song called "Lovers You Should Have Come Over" by Jeff Buckley. And yeah, that song is just insane, and it's totally sad. It's like the biggest breakup song ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's my favorite song. It has to be my favorite song. So, um, there's definitely uh, a lot of merit to pouring your feelings out into a song. Um,
Really.
do you guys, what kind of is like, what kind of genre, I guess is what I'm trying to say, what kind of like musical mood inspires your songwriting? Like for me, Jeff Buckley would inspire me a lot, as well as the Beatles. So mix sadness with poppy 60s pop is what some of my songs turn out to be. Where do you guys get your musical influences?
Um, for me, I I get it from all over the place. I was very much like a classic rock raised person. Like that was completely what I was grown up on. So I take a lot of influence from some older stuff there. I love Joni Mitchell. Joni Mitchell's a favorite of mine. She's what kind of like brought me into open tunings on the guitar and everything. Joni Mitchell and Bon Iver, as well as Ben Howard, are some of my favorites of like all time. Um, I really like Maggie Rogers right now. She's a lot more pop and everything and modern, but like with the storyteller aspect, I'm a big fan of lyrics and stuff. So lyrically driven music really speaks to me a lot. Um yeah, it really depends on where I'm at pretty much.
How about you, Carissa?
Yeah, for me, I'm like the complete opposite. In my family, I kind of grew up on like pop and country, like the newer stuff. So for me, I think my biggest influences would be like Selena Gomez. I've always kind of been inspired by her just with her story. And the country part, Carrie Underwood, just hearing her would always be an influence. Right now, I'm really on Maisie Peters. I look up to her a lot. She is amazing, and I love all of her songs. And that's just kind of when I'm really in the mood to write a song. It's almost like I will listen to some of her songs and be like, I like that, and then I just start feeling, I start relating to what she's feeling, and then in hopes to write what I'm feeling, but in a different way in my own song. So that's where I come from.
Do you have any songs that are kind of inspired by her, or that kind of music that you want to play?
Yeah. Well, I just actually came out with my first debut single last Friday. Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I think this one is pretty poppy. Cause I've been in the program for 3 years now, but I've always kind of been trying to find myself. Like I started off when I was 16. I'm 18 now, so I've definitely matured a little bit. So I kind of found where I wanted to be, and anyways, I'll just get it going. And then, but this song I wrote, I don't think this one really came from listening to anything. It was more listening to my feelings and truly just listening how I felt at night by myself. And it's basically about friends and kind of just you're gonna lose friends, and it was just about my feelings in the past. And anyways, this one's called Fake. I'm waiting in my car, waiting for you to call me. I think I called too much, 'cause now I feel annoying. The last few months you have left me out. I don't know what I did
Awesome.
Thank you
Another
for
awesome
your time.
original.
Thank you.
So many good songs coming out of you guys. It's amazing. And a few of both of your shows, I've listened to your originals, and I was like, I wonder who they're covering. But
Oh,
yeah, so really nice songs, both of you guys. And that's another relatable song that confused, kind of strange feelings you have when you lose somebody or somebody just takes off for reasons that are sometimes unknown. That's definitely something everybody at some point in their lives can relate to.
and I'm
Uh,
really proud of that song because it is a thing that everyone can relate on. So
yeah,
I enjoy sharing it. So thank you so much for that.
yeah, no, it's the best when people listen to your song and relate to it so much they think you're singing about them,
Yes.
and that's you've done what your goal as a songwriter, I think, if you've accomplished that. And it's hard to do sometimes. And the other thing is getting it out there. So you said that song is your first single,
Yes, it was just
and
yes.
awesome, and it's on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff.
YouTube, anywhere you can find me.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can get it on all those streaming platforms, and it's there forever. That's
Yeah.
that's what I love about it.
Amazing.
You'll be in your 60s and you'll show your grandkids or something
Oh, my grandkids, yeah.
songs you wrote.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that'd be so cool. And I've always thought about that when I was recording my music. Sometimes writing and recording music can be a bit of a financial burden, but
Oh yeah.
I I've thought of that as being one of the biggest payoffs,
Yeah.
is that it's out there forever.
For sure. As for me, like, because this is like my first single, I've been saying this a lot throughout the summer through all these live streams, but it's almost like I want to start getting more songs. I'm gonna record more and put them out on music platforms. But I love listening or playing my older stuff, and just it's almost like it feels like a diary. Like when I listen to that song or when I play that song, it's like I know the feelings and I know other people are feeling it too, and it's such a cool feeling because I remember every single feeling that I felt when I wrote that song, and it's just the coolest feeling about being a songwriter.
Yeah, absolutely. And I released an EP in 2018, so 2 years ago now. And it does not feel that long ago, but that was my first like real studio experience. I've recorded in buddies' bedrooms and stuff like that, but that was like my first real studio and working with an actual producer. And maybe I'll play a song from it now. Um, this one was a bit of half of what I was feeling and half of make some kind of story instead of just a plain old love song. And all I could find was my really weird ghetto capo. But so yeah, this song kind of the lyrics also kind of came when I was in the studio, which is a wonderful thing about recording with other people. There's all this thing called studio magic, and random things that you did not plan go into the recording, and it's like, oh, this song would not be what it is without this little thing. And I think I just ad-libbed the last verse, and I was like, oh, that's relevant, that rhymes, cool, I'll keep that. And it ended up being my favorite line, though I do believe the F word is in it, and the producer was just like, we just get you to go. And I was like, yeah, I guess, or pho. No, I say pho. That's what it is. And I was like, that'll fool them. That'll get the radio station to play it. Just saying pho. So that is stayed the constant lyric in the song, and I'll sing that one again. This one, it's a bit of a bluesy one too. Really influenced by the blues, mainly because it's so simple. Anyone can write a blues song as long as you learn 12-bar blues. So that's what this one is. It's called Need Somebody, in brackets, to Save Me. Well, I'm so tired of waiting, hanging around. I've always had this feeling I gotta leave this town. I'm screaming, I'm crying, I'm breaking down on my knees. I need a new view with the river and a cool slow breeze. about to overflow. I'm screaming to my wife, grab the kid, let's go. Oh, the levee broke loose, the water crashing down right on me. Oh, and I can't swim, and the life raft is just out of reach. So now I need somebody now to save me. I said I need somebody, oh please someone save me. Woo. Burning down and the sea is coming up. I just sometimes scratch my head and say, I don't give a fuck. Well, it doesn't matter now, you bet your ass said it didn't matter then. So I'm only gonna stick around the people who are gonna be my friends. Oh, because I need somebody now to save me. I need somebody, oh please someone save me. Oh, I need somebody, oh please somebody, I need somebody now to come save me.
That was so good. That was so fun.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that one is probably my favorite live song to play with my band and stuff, and it gets people moving. It's a lot of
So
fun.
fun, groovy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And when there's bass and drums and all that. Oh, the lights went off on Chris again.
I don't know why they keep doing that.
That's cool. It's like you got your own lighting show in there.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Give me one second.
That's okay.
I'm gonna put them back on.
No problem at all.
What's going wrong in my household?
But yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite songs. Just because I like going falsetto. I like basically yodeling whenever I can. That's the closest I can do to yodeling. So
It sounds pretty awesome. That was a really cool song, and that's like available on streaming sites and everything.
yeah, that's another thing about recording though. In hindsight, there's different things you want to do to it because now live, I play it much faster. I play it with kind of even more instruments sometimes, as long as I got the band members. But I'd kind of like to speed it up. But yeah, it's on Spotify and Apple Music, and it's cool. It's got a really cool solo that usually I'm not good at guitar solos, but that one was just one and done. I was like, okay, that's cool. And we got some like synth brass and stuff like that in there. It's a groovy one. So yeah. But how about you, Madison? Is there some kind of song that's been like brought up from your musical influences? Like you kind of listen to one of your favorite artists and just like, I need a song like that.
For sure, yeah. I have a couple different songs like that. Most of those songs tend to be on the other guitar for me. I was gonna say that I've got a few songs that are similar to like what you were talking about with when you go into the studio and it completely changes from what it originally was. The song that I'll play now, it went into the studio and it ended up being like a really cool sort of like more pop sort of song, and it's got like a lot of attitude and flair to it, and um, it kind of relates back to Carissa's song about like having people in your life that like are not the most supportive and do not bring the um, the good vibes that you're hoping for from people in your life. And yeah, it was a really fun one to record. I recorded it in Pennsylvania with a guy named Andrew Turbach, and he just brought it like to a whole different level for me. And now I play it very differently live, and I'll play it now. This is Too Nice, also available um, from now until when I have grandkids that can listen to it. So here it is. It would be nice to sit down and talk. You in front of me with no walls up. Would I ask you what's new or how you've been? Rather skip the pleasantries, cut to the end. Why have you been popping up? Why won't you just stop cutting into my life like some parasite? I'm finally happy, then you decide to strike. I was too nice then. I'm probably too nice now. I'm asking you to leave without knowing how. I used to dream of letting you know that I'm doing well. It probably wouldn't matter 'cause you could never tell. You messed me up, but it was over your head. I put a pretty good mask on while you fled to someone. Do I don't want you cutting into my life like some parasite? I'm finally happy, then you decide to strike. I was too nice then. I'm probably too nice now. I'm asking you to leave without knowing how. It's a lack of perception on your part. It's you wondering whether we could restart. The answer is no, my answer is go. You lost the right to get to know me. You're cutting into my life like some parasite. I'm finally happy, then you decide to strike. I was too nice then. I won't be too nice now. I was too nice then. I won't be too nice now. I'm telling you to leave. You never should have come back around. Thank
Really
you.
cool.
That was
Awesome song.
love
Thank
that
you
song.
very much. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really fun one to record. The guy that was recording it really brought out all the emotions. I was like crying in the vocal booth. I was like, this is so emotional, but it got all the feelings.
Was
Definitely a
it?
really good song, yeah.
Yeah, totally. And was it just your guitar and your voice in the recording, or did you get a full production?
Full production, so it's got like drums and piano, and it's very upbeat and sassy. It's kind of got uh like maybe a mixture between like Maggie Rogers and Alanis Morissette, kind of
That's a
like
cool mix. That's a real cool mix. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that track. I love that song. And some pretty interesting chord choices I kind of noticed there. Like you were holding one position, but then using your pinky to get some other notes. What chord was that?
good question. I know my theory really well on the piano. You ask me stuff on the guitar, and I'm just like, I really couldn't tell you. It's a chord that sounds good. I think it's like derived from like uh it'd be derived from like a sus2 and then less. I don't know. That's the best I can describe it. And then it's just like a melody mixed in.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And I sometimes even still struggle with a lot of chords, even naming them. Sometimes you just place your finger somewhere and it's like, that sounds cool. I don't even know if that's a real chord, but I'm going to make that work. Um,
Like when you're going in the studio and people are trying to like incorporate stuff and they're like, "Oh, what's the chord there?" And I'm like,
yeah,
"That's a question. That is."
yeah. I have one song that is actually one of my earliest songs I can remember writing, actually, that I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And you guys might have heard a bit of it in the sound check before, but that one, it's called Nothing at All, and it's D chord the entire way through. The whole song is just variations of D. And I don't know how I figured it out. I don't know how. I think I would do this a lot. Like I love Led Zeppelin. It's very hard to play like Jimmy Page. I've learned over the years, but I would do this thing where he would bring the D down. That stuff. But I think I was just jamming along to that, and I just started doing. I don't know. I was just playing D and then I just started bring that down, and I was like, I don't know what chord this is. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds cool, so I'll keep it. And I was later informed it's another D chord. So that's a D. This is obviously a D. This is a D sus something. This is a D7, I think. Yeah, this is D7, D something. So I set that song up pretty nice, so I may as well play it. But this one's called Nothing at All, and it's all in D for all the people who want to cover it, which I'm sure is a lot of people. I see your pretty face sometimes. It's enough to make me lose all my mind. And I can't seem to sit still. I guess I just can't seem to let go of the thrill. It's nothing at all. Well, you, it's nothing at all. But when the moonlight shines in your eyes, I can tell with no surprise that you're everything I want. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, if I can find some time, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna show you what it's like to be mine. But I do not mean to cry. But when are you going to lose that man right by your side? I see there's nothing at all. There's nothing at all. But when the sun shines down on your face, I can tell I'm in my happy place. When I hear you say, pretty face walk by. You can't look at me with those wandering eyes. Feels a little bit strange. There's a whole song in D for you.
That was so cool. I loved that. I
Thanks
love
so
the
much.
added whistle as well. It just added. It made it sound so cool.
Yeah, I actually have that recorded. That was one of the first recordings I ever did at a buddy's house who was a drummer in a band that I just completely idolized. They were like the most rock and roll looking and sounding dudes I've ever seen, and they were amazing. I thought they were going to be famous for sure. But I recorded that and a whole album that's on Spotify as well. I recorded an album, and that was like the first song we did. And it was really cool. We have like bongos in it and shakers, and a couple of my buddies, including him, we all did that high pitch harmony, and all of that blended sounded so cool. We're just like, oh my god, this is like the coolest track we're gonna do out of all these songs. And I think it still is. I might even pin it on my Spotify after this because it probably is still my favorite song I've written, I think, to this date. Yeah, it's definitely a different vibe to the rest of my songs too. Usually it's more bluesy or folky. I can't really place that one. It's a little Jack Johnson maybe inspired, that kind of beach acoustic vibe.
Yeah.
But we are getting close to the end, so maybe Carissa, if you want to play another song, and if we have time, Madison. If not, maybe we can wrap up with a song by you, Carissa.
Yeah, for sure. So as we were talking earlier about the whole Maisie Peters thing, I realized that I was listening to her one song. It's called Favorite X, and I listened to that song. I wrote the song a while ago, but basically I wrote the song about my ex. But obviously you know where that comes from. But I kind of wrote it about like it's called I Wanted You to Be, and it's kind of just me saying how I wanted you to be the one and everything. But looking back, I'm like, no, that is wrong. And I know I'm so much better without it. And it's cool to look back and see how much I've grown. So this is I Wanted You to Be.
another wonderful song.
Thank you so much.
I'm pretty sure that was one of the songs that I heard you play at one of the emerging artist live streams that I was like, I wonder who she's playing. Yeah. So yeah, great hook. And it's a song like those that I just love to go into the studio and like build it up because there's so much potential there. Even just alone, it's a great song. But when you got all that, when you load piano and harmonies, it just and drums and all that, it makes songs so much more. We got time for one more song. So Madison, do you want to play us off?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. I will do a quicker song.
Cool.
This one is called Exhale. It's recorded a lot of ways. I've got like the fully produced one and also like an acoustic version of it that I released like back in March-ish. So yeah, it's available everywhere. So I hope you guys like it. I'm all out of tears, can't cry no more. I'm weak and there's many fears of closed doors. They slam on freaks or push to break them down, but close the gates to my mind. 'Cause I'm on the ground, I'm scared of fate, need to find. Whoever you are, I'd like to know if I was placed here to live and let go. It's harder to try after you fail. When you breathe in, remember to exhale. Exhale. I'm such a wimp, I'm out of luck. Can't you see that life's gave me a limp? I need a crutch. Can you help me up off the ground so I can stand? I don't know what you have planned. Whoa, whoever you are, I'd like to know if I was placed here to live and let go. It's harder to try after you failed. When you breathe in, remember to exhale. Exhale. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let go, let go, let go. Whoever you are, I'd like to know if I was placed here to live and let go. It's harder to try after you failed. When you breathe in, remember to exhale. Exhale.
Amazing song. I love that riff and the vocal line that goes with it, the exhale part. That's amazing.
Hard Not to Go Along. I love that song so much.
Yeah, awesome. So that about does it for our time tonight. But I had a wonderful time talking to you both about songwriting and listening to your songs again. It's been amazing. And I think it's almost about time the Emerging Artists program for the summer is up. I don't know how many more performances you guys have, no, but hopefully we'll all be back together next summer, playing more songs, new ones, I hope. And anyway, it's been a great night talking to you guys. And thank you to everyone tuning in to OMCI's Writers Night. My name is Braden Folks, and have a good night.